Right, I'm going to cluster questions. So I noticed there's a cluster of questions on something related to Dr. Tan. So they said, green living seems to look expensive from the picture you showed of your house. All right? So, and people are trying to see how they can be intensivized to move towards green living, especially given in Malaysia's context. Most of the condos and housing estates are not built with green in the mind. It's just labeled green, but in actual fact, it's not green. So maybe some thoughts on that. I'm just clustering the questions.
Okay, when we developed the Green Building Index, I had this whole rating tool that came out, done by volunteers, and I wanted to really see whether it was real. So I built a house to try to achieve the platinum level. And I mean, it's an incredible house. It's like a machine. And I think that it doesn't need to be expensive. I built it actually very cheaply.
All right.
Yeah, I think I spent maybe 60% of what a normal house would cost if you start planning from day one. So the low-lying fruit in the tropics is the roof. And I think we gave incentives earlier for ITA, for people who use insulation to roofs. Now it's become law in the new Uniform Building Bylaws. 5 years later, MS 1525 is in the UBBL. So that's an example of how we drive green. The roof in the tropics, 60 to 70% of the heat gain into a house is through the roof. If you live in a terrace house, it's even more, because 24 feet or 22 feet at the front and back, your neighbors, unless it's a bakery, your neighbors don't generate heat, so it protects you from the sides. So it's mainly for a roof. So it's not true that you cannot design green in an economical way. And on the point that projects that you buy claim to be green, but they're not really green, if they have a bona fide recognized GBI certification, you can actually check it, and you can actually make sure that it's properly certified, and we actually come back to inspect it to make sure that what was promised at sales is actually built into it. Now, I can't speak for all the other rating tools, yeah, but for GBI, that's what happens. And you know, green has different ratings. It doesn't mean that everyone goes to platinum. My house is unique because I had these volunteers, we have never done it before, first in the world, in the tropics, coming up with a GBI tool for house. And I wasn't so sure that it could work. So I took it to its limit, and I dare say that without air conditioning, throughout the year, my living room is 25 degrees.
Awesome.
It crossed over to 25 when we had that drought period, when there was that really hot period over a few months, and it crossed to 26 degrees. Now, 25 degrees, I think you also recall in the early days, government buildings were freezing. It was like 17 or 18 or 19, you know, they are like in Alaska. Then when Green Building Index came in through the commercial building tool, we tried to find a yardstick where Malaysia should be. Sure. Different countries are different. So we found that it was 25, and I think the government has set this ruling. Government buildings 25. Gumit, I don't think they follow, right? I need... Anyway, the colder you make it compared to the outside, the more energy you use.
Certainly.
Yeah, so actually, I would dare say that if it's properly certified by a reputable certification body, and you can check on it, it might be at certified level, it might be at platinum level. So, yeah, check on that.